Hello, my crafty friends. Well, today I have a fun and simple gift packaging idea that I want to share with you. Hi, it's Lynn Dunn from Stamptastic Designs. Thanks so much for joining me today. In this episode of Stamptastic TV, I have a variety of different gift packaging ideas that I want to share with you. Now, these little gift packages feature a 12 by 12 inch piece of pattern paper. So we are going to fold that pattern paper to create the little gift pouch. There's absolutely no measuring or cutting involved. All right, so this is the little gift pouch I'm going to show you how to make, and then I'll show you a variety of different examples that I have. But basically, they're all made the same way. I'm just simply using different pattern paper and different little focal points to decorate it. So what I have on the top here is just a little bit of ribbon. You can use any kind of ribbon that you have. I just kind of created like a little belly band on the top. You actually don't even need that because the pouch stays closed with this little focal point. So it untucks here, and then you have a really nice little pouch for packaging different gifts. And then to close it, you can just tuck this back in, and then to decorate it a little bit more, you can just add this ribbon back on the top. You simply just bend this a little bit over and then slide on that little belly band. So super simple and really a cute idea. So we're going to start with a 12 by 12 inch piece of pattern paper, and you want to choose a piece of pattern paper that has a pattern on both sides. I recommend a non-directional pattern because we're going to be folding this paper in a variety of different directions. So you want to make sure that the paper is non-directional, meaning that it won't matter which way we fold it, the pattern will still look good. So we're going to start with the pattern on the top. So this pattern we want facing up. This is going to be the inside pattern, and this pattern that is laying behind here is going to be the outside pattern for our pouch. So we're going to have the inside facing up. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to fold this from corner to corner. So we're going to make a little triangular shape. So line up the two corners, and we're just going to fold this. And you can use your bone folder to just kind of burnish these folds. Okay, so once you have created your triangular shape, you're going to open this up and expose the inside. We're going to use this score line in the center here, and we're going to fold our outer pieces inward. So we want to line them up with this score line. So we're just going to be folding this over. And then you can go ahead and burnish it. And then you just want to flip it around and do the same thing on the other side. So we're going to line up the edge here with the score line. All right, so basically when you fold in the edges, you're going to get like this little kite formation here. So now you're going to turn this, and we're going to take this bottom part here and we're going to fold it up. And you can make this pouch as big or as small as you want. You basically just want a little bit of this point kind of hanging over the top of this edge. So we're just going to fold this down on the bottom. So I'm just folding. And just burnish these folds. All right, so it's going to look like this so far. And then this top piece, this little piece that we left kind of go over the top, we're just going to fold that over, and we are going to secure this on the inside. So I'm going to add some glue, just a little bit of glue on this point, and we're going to just tuck this around these two pieces, and we'll secure that to the inside. All right, so that's what it looks like on the inside. I just adhered that little part of the top piece here on the inside. So now what we're going to do is we're going to fold these outer sections inward. So we're going to take this little point here And we're going to fold it right up to this middle section. So we're going to fold this up, and the paper gets a little bit thick now because we're doing all folding and no cutting. So fold it up like that, and then we'll burnish that, and we'll do the same thing to this other side. We will just fold this over, and then we will burnish these. And so that's what our pouch looks like so far. Isn't that cool? And I like to adhere this down. You don't necessarily have to, but I like to adhere these little side flaps down. So I just add it to the paper that is exposed on the outside here. And I just push that down. And we'll just add a little bit right here. Make sure you don't add it to your inside. You just want to add it to that little flap. All right, so once the glue is all set up, you have this really cool little pouch. See how cool that is? There's lots of room in here to put all kinds of fun little gifts. So now the last thing you have to do is just fold this part over. So you can fold this over as, you know, you can make this as small or as big as you want. So I'm just gonna fold it over so that I just have a little bit right here. So fold it over about like that. I don't do any measuring, so every time I make these, they're sometimes a little bit longer or a little bit shorter than the other ones, but that's okay. So the next thing I did is I just cut 2 circle shapes to create my little focal point for the front of this little gift bag. So this is a 3-inch in diameter circle shape that I cut using the Stylish Shapes dies. And then this one is just slightly larger. I use the deckled circle dies, so it's about 3 1/8. And I cut this from some Poppy Parade cardstock. And then I just created a little focal point. So I cut this out of some designer paper and just added a little greeting. And so I'm just going to adhere these 2 circle shapes together. And this will become my focal point for the front of this bag. This will also serve as the closure for the bag. So if I don't want to add the ribbon, I still have this cute little focal point as my closure. So basically, to create the closure, I'm going to use some dimensionals, and I'm going to put the dimensionals right around this front flap. So this is the flap. So I want the dimensionals on each side, one on each side, then one right below that point. And then I'm just gonna create like a little circle shape around it. So kind of like a half circle. And then we'll just peel these off. And we will add our focal points. So I'm just going to bring this down probably to right about there. And then you can just untuck this, and then you can just tuck it back in to close it. So it's a really simple closure. And the best part is if you add those dimensionals on there before you add the circle shape, then you know for sure you won't adhere this little flap down to the bag. All right, so that's really all there is to it. You can add some ribbon to the top just to decorate it, or you can just leave it without the ribbon. It's completely up to you. So this is the one I just walked you through. And then here's another one that I created just with some different paper, different kind of focal point. And these are just some of my past little gift bags that I created. And then here is another one with the nests of winter. And then this actually was Celebration last year. So you actually don't have to use this just for Christmas. You can create little bags for any occasion. Okay, so there you go. Now you have a fun way to create some really pretty packaging with your pattern papers this holiday season. And if you enjoyed these projects, feel free to download the printable tutorial. You can find the link in the description below this video. Thanks so much for joining me today. If you enjoyed this video, please let me know by liking it and sharing it with your friends. And leave me a comment below to let me know what you enjoyed most about this video and the projects shared here today. Have a fun and creative day, my friends. Take care.